This is how I made euros flipping this PC. I managed to buy all the parts which we're going to see in just a second. I know you're curious, and build a mid-high-end PC and then sell it for profit. In this video, we're going to see all the components of this build, where we bought them and at what price, the final build, the performance of the PC, and how much profit we made. Let's get back in time and see the components with a big difference though. The GPU got swapped out for an RTX 3080, but we'll talk more about it later. We have some insanely good parts. We have the i7 12700K, a Radeon RX 7800 XT, which has 16 gigs of GDDR memory, compared with the direct opponent, which is like a 4070, which has only 12 gigs, if I recall it correctly. This has some pretty great power. We plan to build this PC with an RX 7800 XT, which is a great GPU, has a ton of VRAM, and yet it's hard to sell inside of a PC, because, at least here in Italy, there's a huge negative bias around AMD GPUs, and I get the fact that before the 6000 series, they were kinda garbage. So we ended up swapping it out for an RTX 3080, and we've sold it in a matter of like a week or so, maybe two. The RTX 3080 we used was an iGain. If you've never heard about it, me neither before this PC build, but it's a solid GPU. But we also have an ROG Strix Z690 A-Gain Wi-Fi before. This is pretty much the higher end you can get, even though it's only DDR4, which is a bummer, but I bought everything for around euros, which is mind-blowing. We also have a 240mm all-in-one from ROG as well, the Riwo, I don't know how it's called, 240, 750 watts of power, since this GPU doesn't require a nuclear plant like the 40 series, and this great Cooler Master Masterbox TD500 mesh as of case. Enough talking, let's get building it. I'm pointing to this PC, but obviously this is not the PC I sold, because otherwise it wouldn't be here, you know? So let's now talk about performances, and I must say, for this price we get a solid 4K gaming PC and a workstation. Starting with synthetic loads, we'll see how it performs in games in just a second. Opening off with 3D Mark, in the Time Spy Extreme scene we got 8682 points, which is slightly above the average of a 12700K and 3080 combo PC. In user benchmark we scored the CPU 113%, the GPU 193.3%, the SSD 333.6%, but this doesn't count since it was my personal drive, not the one we sold it with. By the way, if you're interested in the Kingston KC3000, I made a video about it, you can check it out right here. And the RAM 128.6%. In NeuroScore, which is a less relevant benchmark, but it's completely free and available on Steam, so it's easy for you to make a comparison with your PC, it managed to get 8679 points. Let's switch gears and talk about gaming. In Fortnite, this PC manages to hit well over 60 FPS even at 4K. Why did I make 5? At 4K epic, with 68.6 FPS average, 84.4 at high settings, 101.9 at medium, and 173.4 at low. The 0 frames at epic resolutions are because of the 0.1% low, and I think it's due to a freeze in the game. Remaining on esport titles, we have Warzone 2.0, with surprisingly great results. With an average of 95.8 FPS at 4K Ultra, 95.5 average at high, 112.5 at medium, 121.2 at balanced, and 127.1 at low. It's incredible how a game way more graphically accurate than Fortnite manages to perform considerably better. Moving on to AAA games, we have Cyberpunk 2077, where we see a first little amount of struggle. At 4K Ultra, it scored 49.36 FPS average, 77.06 at high, 122.06 at medium and 148 at low. As soon as we enable ray tracing though, the frame rate drops significantly. 35.46 FPS average ray tracing override, definitely unplayable. 50.6 ray tracing ultra, 54.97 at ray tracing medium, and 73.94 at ray tracing low. Last but definitely not least, we have Alan Wake 2. Starting at 4K, we struggle a little bit. 4K we scored 49.4 FPS average, 51.7 FPS at medium, and 65.2 FPS at low. But as soon as I tried ray tracing everything low, it basically said, nope, I'm out of here. With 24.5 FPS average, it was tremendous. At 1440p though, the situation is considerably better. With 77.2 FPS average at high, 86.2 at medium, 94.7 at low, and 51.6 with ray tracing low. The 0.4 FPS in the eye test is due to, once again, the game freezing for a second. All things considered, if you want to play at 4K you can, but I'm not sure you will be able to in, let's say, 5 years. Well, everything can be easily played in 1440p, and I wouldn't be worried too much about the next AAA games coming out. Let's now talk about money. I paid 900 euros for a semi-complete PC with an Intel i7 12700K, 32 gigs of DDR4 memory at 4000 MHz, a Z690 ROG Strix, an RTX 3080 MSI Gaming X Trio. I used another 3080, but we'll count this one to simplify the calculations, a cooler master case, and an Noctua DS15 Black. I found this deal on Subito.it, which is the most popular online marketplace here in Italy. It's like Craigslist in the US. I had to add a PSU, an 850 watts 80 plus gold, which I bought in a bundle on Wallapop, which is another online marketplace well known in Spain. I think it's the first one in Spain, the most popular one, and it's starting to take off here in Italy as well. We'll count that at 60 euros because it was from Mars Gaming, so nothing high-end. The NVMe, which I unfortunately had to buy from Amazon since I didn't find it used, was 65.99 euros, and I swapped the Noctua for an ROG Rewo, whatever, 240, both from Subito.it as well, that had a broken LCD, but were completely fine. So I will count it as plus 40 for the Noctua and minus 40 for the ROG from the total. We also had to buy the installation bracket for the Rewo from Ad Gaming, I don't know how it's pronounced, which is an online tech shop. I only bought this bracket, and lastly we spent around 2.50 euros for a Windows 11 key, bought from Pixel Codes. It's a pretty sketchy website to be honest, but I didn't get scammed, so that's definitely a plus. This means we spent 1037.49 euros and we sold it for 1450 euros for a profit of 412.51 euros, or about 40%. Not bad at all, even though we could have saved a little bit with the NVMe. Overall, I'm extremely happy with this PC build, and the guy who bought it from me was satisfied with the performances, especially since he mainly wanted to play War Thunder, and he also has a 1440p monitor, so he won't encounter any problems whatsoever. About how long it took to sell this PC, as you can see right here, we bought the main parts on the 3rd of December 2023 and we sold it on the 24th of March 2024. So a lot of time, right? Well, I use this PC as my daily driver, so we only listed the PC for sale in late February. Also, this is not my full-time job yet. So we got all the parts only in late February, so we need to optimize the process of searching and buying the parts. Also of recording videos, because I don't have videos of the final build, I'm sorry. I've talked a lot about marketplaces and e-commerce websites, but none of them paid me for that, unfortunately. Thank you so much for sticking until the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below if I made a great PC or if you think I should have changed something in it. And make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss any future video like this one, and activate the notification bell so that you will be notified. If you want to see another PC flip, I recommend this video right here. Spoiler, I made less profit because I sold it to a friend of mine, but the overall result is incredible as well. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!